All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing wonderful today. Yes. Very good. Today's a good day, folks. You know why? Who knows why in the chat? Who knows why in the chat? Smash a like, Ultra, Justin, BSS in the chat, Scott and Blake. Everybody's happy today. Pretty good day for news in the crypto space. Well, we need to talk about it, guys. Because there's a lot going on. Yeah. We have the XRP lawsuit that is officially over for the 4,976th time. It's been over 4,000 times. The question, of course, remains, is the Ripple SEC lawsuit actually over, or is everybody lying again this time? Because, again, we've seen the Ripple lawsuit end about 4,976 times, and this might be the 4,977th time. So you'd hope, after 4,977 times the lawsuit being over, that it is actually over. Well, what if I told you that it is not? But it will be very soon. And I know that's what we've been hearing forever, but it is very, very close to being over. It's essentially over, but it's not over. Language is important. That's why we have words, but we got to use them wisely. And I'm going to use some of those words, and we're going to look at the language on this XRP law. It's very good news. XRP went up 10% today. Very underwhelming pump considering this news, right? Well, I think because a lot of people, well, there's a lot going on to that. So let's talk about it. Okay, I'll share the screen. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it, huh? Yeah, a couple meat and taters there, eh? Okay, big meat and tater guy? Yeah, okay. Scott says Ripple case is over. Well, it almost is. I know. We'll talk about it. I might be coughing and wheezing. I'm like losing my voice. I don't know what's going on. I'm like losing my voice. So it's deep and hard to speak. XRP is the top trending token today. It's up 6% right now. Earlier today, XRP was rallying. Very, very good. Very good. Let's actually look at the daily candles here. So on this daily candle, from the bottom of, actually, here's your daily candle. We're in a red daily candle. That's disgusting. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We're in a red daily candle, given the news. Now the XRP lawsuit's over, and we have a red daily candle. Nice. That's crazy. That's crazy that we have a red daily candle right now. But let's just go from yesterday. Overnight, XRP went up in, a day. 14%. The other big story today is that Ethereum broke $4,000. Not quite through the trend line. It basically found resistance there, but it got to the $4,000 price level. So now we're going to play a little game of tic-tac, bro. Tic-tac, bro. Come on, tic-tac. That's what we could see a little bit of. Maybe we can just break through it here. We had another huge story that happened where this did occur. We had the president sign an executive order for crypto ETFs. How about that? He signed it. Pretty cool. So, not for crypto ETFs. What am I saying? For 401ks, including cryptocurrencies and alternative assets in a 401k. So 401ks for crypto, XRP lawsuit over, and Ethereum breaks $4,000. What a day for headlines, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it all. And, oh yes, altcoin season. That's 4 headlines, baby. Look at this. Look at this. I would have been surprised if Bitcoin dominance came back up above this level. It looks like it may potentially break all the way down and start making that beautiful altcoin move. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. We got Fed rate cuts coming in September. We got Ethereum testing the $4,000 price level. 401ks, including crypto. XRP lawsuits over. All of this is a bullish recipe with that Fed rate cut and a Bitcoin dominance breakdown for the altcoin season. Crow is at 15 cents. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Ethereum's doing the thing. Everything's heading in the right direction right now. We are looking pretty darn good right now. Sheep's getting a little bit of a pop. Pepe's getting a decent little hop. Dogecoin's moving back up. Bitcoin dominance is falling down. Our total market cap is looking real pretty, getting a solid hop off these trend lines, at least on the, that's the daily time frame, but on the weekly time frame, boom, right off these previous highs. And here we are moving to a new high, potentially corresponding right with this Bitcoin dominance and all this news. It's playing out beautifully. It's beautiful. It really is. Let's talk about the news. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Check out the affiliates in the description of this video down below if you want to do some trading. Check out Blowfin Bit2Next if you want to do some trading. There's some sign-up bonuses in the description of this video when you sign up using our links if you want to check that out. XLM is getting a really nice move today as well. When XRP pumps, we typically have seen a good XLM pump as well. What are the big gainers for the day? Pendle, Aerodrome, Lido, Stellar is a big one. Very big mover today. Chainlink's a big mover as well. XRP, pretty much a top mover today. Pepe and Doge getting big moves. Just did some videos on Pepe and Doge saying that I kind of like those more than Shiba Inu, though I do, Shiba Inu's, gosh, it's been underperforming. It really has been. It makes me think that it's due, but at the same time, like, maybe it's about Doge and Pepe now, in terms of those. But we did have a little bit of a short squeeze for Ethereum today. Yes, we did. So nothing crazy right here. 115 million liquidated. I think I had a story pulled up. There it is. $25 million worth of Ethereum shorts were liquidated in the past 60 minutes. That was earlier this morning when we had the big shoot up where Ethereum actually tested that $4,000 level. So the shorts were wrecked, breaking to 4,000, but now we probably likely had some longs wrecked as well, just past 4,000. Hama in the chat asks, can I look at the Pi Network? I'll take a peek at the Pi Network. Is it one of the trending tokens today? Is it moving? Yeah, I mean, it's looking okay. Look, like this coin's got a long road ahead of it. We can like look at the real chart later, but it's got a long road ahead of it. Long way to go. This isn't any kind of breakout for Pi yet, but Pi, just like all other altcoins, really want to focus in on something key. Two things. One, Bitcoin dominance. Two, Ethereum breaking out. If Ethereum can break out, Bitcoin dominance will fall down, and then your altcoins generally should start rallying, and I would believe that Pi would get a rally as well, I would believe. And Frying Pan Man in the house says he's all in on Fartcoin. Even Fartcoin can rally. Yes, even Fartcoin. Though I don't hold any, and I won't. But a lot of big movers today. Any losers today? Only a couple. And the ones that are kind of losers today have been rallying lately, except for KuCoin token for some reason doing quite poorly. And Bitcoin is, stuck below the previous high for now. But I do believe that so long as ETH keeps breaking out, Bitcoin will break out. I just think it's time for ETH to start outperforming Bitcoin because it's just that time in the cycle. And we will also talk about this, talking about cycles. The 4-year cycle might be breaking, like going away. Is it? We'll talk about that. We're going to come back to that. But let's hone in on this, guys. The president opens the door for crypto and retirement accounts. BBC News is reporting on this. You got to love, too, Oh, wait. No, there was an article. Did I pull up two stories from BBC News? Yeah, this one too. BBC. This is so funny. In this article, it's 2025. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is crypto. If you don't know what Bitcoin is by now, geez. I guess there's a lot of people, but maybe I'm in a echo chamber. That's possible. Anyway, Bitcoin is now included in, going to be included in 401ks, as well as a variety of cryptocurrencies, private equity, property, gold, and other kinds of non-traditional assets. I just literally read that verbatim right here. But this is a huge story, especially for crypto. These 401k plans, you got a kind of limited opportunity to invest in kind of a set of funds, to open up the doors to allowing us to put it in kind of whatever we want. That would be a beautiful thing. Well, government rules have historically held the firms offering the accounts responsible for considering such factors such as risk and expense. Well, let the risk stay up to me. Let me take my own risks. You'll see that some people say that, this could be bad, and that, we could see, I saw some articles talking about how this could hurt people's retirement accounts. Well, at the end of the day, it is their choice. I mean, if you want to go into a boring safe fund, go do that. If you want to go into something more risky, go do that. But no, if you're getting into something more risky, then it's more risky, right? And you have more risk for loss. And so you have to be careful and always do your own research, guys. Just because you can do 401ks with crypto doesn't mean you just go all in on your 401ks in crypto. In terms of a timeline on this, the order gives this executive order that's put into place gives the Department of Labor 180 days. Got it. To review rules, and experts said any kind of change was unlikely to be felt immediately. The government takes a long time to move. Okay. Yes. But a very interesting time. Yes, here's the article from ABC. What the president's executive order could mean for investors. Well, what does it actually mean? Well, this money could give alternate asset managers access to a huge new pool of retirement money. Some experts are worried it might put Americans' retirement savings at risk. Well, it could. If you get more risk on assets, then you could put your savings at risk. And if you make bad moves and you panic sell, then yes, that is going to put you at risk. And undoubtedly, it will hurt some people. It will help some smart people. It'll hurt some less smart people. That's just how this thing goes. In terms of the expectation of the money flow into it, it's going to be slow. A lot of providers are reluctant to be early adopters here. They're worried about potential costs and maybe lawsuits or other consequences. But I do want you to hone in on one of these. Gosh, there was a quote in here. If you want a small part of your portfolio in crypto, that could make sense. Generally speaking, index funds are the best way to go for the average person. Actually, like the S&P 500 is probably the best thing of them all. Not financial advice, never, ever. Just kind of keep it simple and match the market over time, get low fees. I wanted to see. There was a quote that I saw that was just like shocking. I mean, I think it was this: worried it might put Americans' retirement savings at risk. It's a very negative approach to something very positive, I think. It's funny because it's like who are the experts? And they're probably just more worried that it might put Americans' retirement savings not in those experts' portfolios. That's kind of the way that I read this article. The experts are worried that we're going to move our money out of their funds into other ones. That's what the experts are worried about. Because, man, if I wasn't PG-13, I'd say, forget the experts. I'd use some bigger language than that. I kind of want to. I'm tired of the status quo regime, financial regime and systems in place. I'm tired of the fact that, when crypto lobbying efforts happen, people complain about it, but we don't complain about the banks' lobbying efforts or any of these other entities like pharmaceutical companies. I'm tired of the JP Morgan CEO coming out bashing Bitcoin, yet they're investing in it privately and then they're partnering up, but still, I'm just tired of it. I'm just sick of it. You know what? It's disgusting. It's gross. They're filthy. filthy money rats that are controlling these systems, and Bitcoin is the escape route, which is why it's so beautiful. Bitcoin, which is why it's so unstoppable right now, because you just can't stop it. XRP lawsuit. Let's talk about that. The XRP price has jumped 200% gains in future volume surges because the Ripple lawsuit ends. Again, somebody saying verbatim, because the Ripple lawsuit ends. Let's ask the question. Let's research it. This is what I did. Okay. This gets me going. Here we go. Google it. Ripple lawsuit. What do you see? Ripple and SEC agreed to dismiss appeals, ending XRP lawsuit. That says the XRP lawsuit's over. Coindesk says it's officially over. Cointelegraph says to end, meaning it's not ended yet. Binance Forum says SEC decision looms, as lawyer says. Well, that was actually yesterday. So Ripple strengthens the regular position following a SEC lawsuit conclusion, saying it's over. Amid Ripple lawsuit win. Technically, they didn't win. They didn't lose. They agreed on a settlement. People use dumb words, okay? A lot of people use really dumb words and don't. A lot of people are very imprecise in their language. I was a PR major. I have a YouTube channel where I talk a lot. I'm in sales. I talk a lot. I can talk. That's one of my skills. I'm a better talker than I am an investor, maybe. I don't know. I've done a lot more talking my whole life than I have anything else. And it's really where I was an actor. So words are very important, okay? Words are very, very important. And the words being used here say that the lawsuit's over. Ask AI. Because so many publications are writing that the lawsuit is officially over. If you just ask AI, it's going to scrape the internet and it's going to give you the answer, yes. The SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is officially over. But then when you ask AI a very precise question, is the Ripple lawsuit over and 100% final? Oh. And Pepe gets it. Scott, I see in the chat. Sorry to say it, brother. The appeals have been dropped. Litigation is effectively over at the appellate level. Going back to the 2023 ruling where they're going to have to pay $125 million. Yes, this is all real and fine, and that's real. It's factual. But it is now 100% final on all aspects. While the lawsuit and appeals are concluded, some legal observers suggest the appellate court did not issue a final decision on the broader classification of digital assets, leaving certain legal questions unresolved. The case does, however, offer a framework for distinguishing between securities and non-securities in digital assets, potentially guiding future enforcement actions. Maybe the lawsuit is actually over, but not 100% final. Let's try it again. Let's try it again, eh? Why not? Nuances. I mean, Ripple needs to pay the $125 million. But yes, the lawsuit has formally concluded. It's hard to believe, I mean, because this lawsuit's ended thousands of times. But yes, the legal battle is officially over. Well, congratulations. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is like their AI tool is very good. I'm using AI all the time, but yeah, it looks like it actually is officially over. I'm just burnt because there's been such bad language used for so long. on this, and so many people have said it's over. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Well, the wolf's finally here, and I guess it ain't me because the lawsuit's actually over. But yeah, I mean, I just like, congrats. That's awesome. So on that news, yeah, it really is over. And we have a red candle today. Why might this be? Well, the answer in my mind is this. The lawsuit ending could have already been priced in. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah, I mean, and that's maybe AI is wrong. I have a feeling that we're right, Pepe, that it's not actually over. Has the judge concluded the end of the Ripple SEC lawsuit? I mean, they're saying it's closed. It's probably closed. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it came out and it changed, but it sounds like it's actually done. Because what Pepe, I hear what you're saying in the chat, but Judge Torres made a ruling. Then there were appeals put forth by Ripple and the SEC. That is the way that I understood this case. And now that the appeals have been withdrawn, it goes back to the original ruling. So long as Ripple pays the $125 million penalty, it's done, which is great. But what's shocking is the price action is coming down. Why is the price action coming down? Well, the end of this lawsuit might have been priced in, guys. And I still think XRP can head a lot higher, especially because Bitcoin dominance is starting to fall. Ethereum wants to break out, and XRP is the third largest altcoin. I think it's going to get a nice rally, but very interesting. And you're right, Pepe. AI could be getting its information from others. You're right. We're going to see. But anyway, I mean, I am surprised that it's not heading up a little bit higher today, but it might just be because it's priced in. And because I think that it's the boy who cried wolf as well. Like, how many times is this lawsuit going to end? So, people are wondering, is it real? And I'm still questioning, even though everybody says it's real. And I was just questioning it. I thought it wasn't. Maybe it looks like it is now. I'm still skeptical. You know what I mean? Like, I've got PTSD from like saying the XRP lawsuit's over because it just hasn't been every single time, which is crazy. But it might be this time, which is great. So got a video coming out on that actually later today where maybe I should have sided with the fact that it is a little bit more. Maybe it is over, but we'll see. We'll see. Might have to edit that video. We'll see. A major historical Bitcoin cycle that dictates its price might be breaking. What is this story about? The 4-year cycle's over. That's what this is saying anyway. Is that true? Is the 4-year cycle over? By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice, my friends. Just here to report on the crypto news. And today's news from CNBC reports a major historical Bitcoin cycle that dictates its price might be breaking. Bitcoin is typically traded in a 4-year price cycle created around an event called the halving, but more recently, that cycle, which has often had a predictable pattern, has shown signs of breaking or even disappearing altogether. A number of factors, including Bitcoin ETFs and the changing nature of investors in support of regulation, have created changes to this cycle. They go on to say, hey, we were ahead of schedule. Bitcoin rallied earlier than usual, according to the schedule. So it already broke its pattern because Bitcoin was more bullish than it was supposed to be early on in this cycle. And so, it's the halving event. It was supposed to, what happened to the cycle? In the previous cycle, the all-time highs happened later, and then they happened earlier this year. And so, I don't know. It's probably going to be a super cycle, big inflows in ETFs, and hopefully could bring more traditional institutional investors who stayed away from crypto to come in and buy the dip and buy the pump and keep pumping it higher. What factors have helped alter the Bitcoin cycle? ETFs. A lot of ETFs going on. They got the pro SEC. Now we got the XRP lawsuit officially over. Where are we at in the cycle now? Q3 to Q1 of 2026 is going to be the best moment for this asset class. And they're talking about Q1 of 2026. Historically, the bull market would be over by 2026 entirely. It would be kind of over by October, November is the historical lows to highs that I've seen it, they're talking about still, even though they're talking about broken cycles, move into Q1 of 2026, implicating that, maybe it's going to be still a bear market, but in the same way, article, they're saying Bitwise asset managers, Huygen, I don't know how to say his name, said the 4-year cycle is over, but for it to officially be dead Bitcoin, we need to have a good 2026, which he expects to happen. So if Bitcoin has a bullish 2026, then the 4-year cycle is over. Or maybe we have an outlier year. I mean, everybody talks in definites, and I think that's so silly. Look, buy low, sell high is the easiest thing you could ever think about. Whether we have a 4-year cycle or not, it's kind of irrelevant. What we do know is that there are 4-year cycles. And if we go up through the end of this year and you have opportunity to take profit and there's even a chance of a bear market coming, it'd be silly for you to just diamond hand through. And when these articles come out, these are articles, I feel like they're designed to get retail to just be left holding the bag. As institutions start panic buying in at this top, retailers are going to start panic buying in at this top. Retail is going to just be diamond handing, holding, because Bitwise asset managers, a billionaire and a billionaire's daughter are telling you to go ahead and, hey, Bitcoin's going to have a good 2026, which he expects will happen. Everybody expects will happen. It could happen. It could happen. But if you believe that it's going to happen entirely and it doesn't happen, then you're going to get wrecked. Really, really crazy. Really crazy time. I don't believe in a super cycle. I don't believe the end of the 4-year cycle. I won't believe it until I see it. Anybody trying to predict it is just trying to get caught. Now, oh, see, I called this. I predicted it. And every time that somebody's tried to predict something other than the 4-year cycle, they've been wrong. Okay. And I'm not predicting anything. All I'm saying is this is what's happened in the past. This is maybe what could happen in the future. I hope it's a 4-year cycle. That way we get another bear market to buy the dip. That way we get a big blow off top to have a take profit opportunity. These are the things that I want to see personally. Because even if we're not in a bull market, guys, I'm trading, okay? I'm going to trade in the bear market. I'm going to trade on the way down. I'm going to trade on the way back up. I'm going to buy the dip with my profits. I'll buy the pump with my profit as well. I still think these are decent opportunities for accumulation because I do believe we're going to go higher. It's more risky than having had bought it in those lower levels. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but these things I think are pretty obvious. You have to do your own research, my friends, but people coming out like CNBC writing an article that the 4-year cycle is over is just like kind of a top signal. The guy who's searching for his Bitcoin in a landfill, he's giving up. James Hall says his ex-girlfriend accidentally threw out his hard drive with 8,000 Bitcoins in 2013. This guy has been doing everything to try to get these Bitcoin back on this device in this landfill. Hasn't been able to do it. Owes a lot of money in legal fines, bills, trying to get the landfill to try to let him to go search for it. Non-successful. And we did have shorts wrecked that got us up to that $4,000 level for ETH. But beware, because there could be some greedy longs that kick in as we're now approaching $4,000 and testing above it. Could get wrecked one more time before we actually do break through it. I kind of liken it to when Bitcoin hit 123. You just saw it. You thought it was going into price discovery mode, and it went just a little bit, and then boom, big liquidation event, came back down to 113, and now we're back to like 116. And I think we can head higher, but it's things to pay attention to, guys. Big liquidation events happen. They do. Okay, so be ready for them. If you want to trade, check out the affiliates in the description down below. Pepe says major sell-offs by big whales in November will take Bitcoin tanking. Yeah, I mean, in that article, in that CNBC article as well, they say like no more 80-90% crashes. Well, that's really stupid. Maybe not for Bitcoin, but for altcoins, like they didn't even acknowledge that. I'm looking at the chat here. There's a big debate going on. Oh, yes, Pepe. Pepe's got strong opinions. Not a fan of Crow. Not a fan of XRP. I'm a fan of Crow. I'm a fan of XRP. I'm a fan of a lot of these top currencies. It talks about Floki. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. You know, that's a meme. Is Bitcoin falling right now? No. Okay. What were you saying? Bye-bye Bitcoin, Coin Baron? Yeah, I mean, and Pepe says altcoins will get obliterated by January next year. I mean, if it's still a 4-year cycle, then historically, yeah, I mean, that's what we'd see. How's it going, John? How's it going, John? How you doing? How you doing? Crow's doing pretty darn well. Got the blue chip ETF coming. This is looking pretty good. Could be on the brink of a pretty big explosion. Gosh, if Ethereum can break through this, Crow's going to just explode. It's going to be awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that landfill guy. Oh, yeah. I kind of got sidetracked on that story. Yeah, dude's done searching for his Bitcoin. It's bye-bye, Bitcoin. Bye-bye. Oh, repost our stream if you didn't do that. Let me repost it. I didn't do it. Why didn't you repost it, CryptoCap? I'm losing my voice, guys. Oh, that pizza dude. Yeah, that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story, too. I want to see, though. Let's do a little poll on YouTube's. That was a big sneeze. Let's do a little poll. Yeah, you know what? I was doing some on the golf course yesterday. I was doing some Trump impersonations on the. I was doing them on the golf course yesterday. It's true. That's true. That's a true story. They do hurt. They do hurt the voice. Thank you, Blake. Appreciate you. Okay. Is Ethereum going to break? Let's just call it new all-time high before October. I want to see from you guys. What do you think, huh? Yeah, Coin Baron, I fried my voice doing that. I was also yelling for a lot. So I think I've told you guys about some of my good golf rounds. Let me tell you about a bad one. Yesterday, on 9 holes, I shot a 55. Across 18 holes, that's 110. That's not very good. A very, very bad golf round yesterday. That was in my league. That was my competition. Oh, Ethan's not making another run? Let's see. A little bit. Yeah, I want to see, though, in the chat. New all-time high before October. 75% of you guys say yes right now. 25% of you guys say no over on YouTube. Smash the like button if you're watching over there, by the way. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. BSS says, Ethan gonna break a new all-time high until the rate cuts come. I could see us breaking it ahead of it. Just knowing that it's coming. I could see it happening. Marty says, I think some of the big memes made 2x's bull run from here. I think some of the big memes can do better than that. The big ones. But I do think some of the small ones that were very exciting could just die out. like chill guy and all that, I mean, they might still pop, but like I wouldn't be surprised if they just disappeared now. They got overly diluted. It got too crazy. There was too many to choose from. We're looking at ETH. ETH is the thing to pay attention to. Look at this Bitcoin dominance. Crashing, baby. That's what you like to see. Arnie says, I mean, what market cap will something like Pepe or Doge need to 5x? Look, Pepe, in order to 5x, needs to go to what? 20 billion. It already got to 11 billion. Dogecoin at one point in the 2021 cycle got to 88 billion. That was in 2021. I think it's possible, Marty. Frankly, I think it's possible for a 10x for Pepe in particular. Doge, 5x, that brings it to like 100 billion. That's just past its previous high. I agree to be skeptical. Why should that much money flow into memes? The problem is it has. It's done it. It shouldn't happen, Marty. I agree with you, but Coin Baron says Doge at $1 is a goal this cycle. I agree. I would love to see $2, but $1 needs to happen. And I think it can. The ETFs come in. You can now put Doge ETFs in your 401ks when that gets approved. Isn't that going to be wild? It's unbelievable. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, guys. If you want to trade these markets, check out the affiliates in the description of this video and pin in the comments as well. Flowfin, BitTNX, those are the two of the platforms that we actually trade on. Coin Baron says, can you still buy Tesla cars with Doge? I think so. They might have actually stopped. I think I recall a story where they stopped accepting. I'd have to look that up. Clear level of resistance for ETH here. Obviously at 4,000. Obviously on this little wick. Let's see. Let's see. Don't be surprised if it wants to test again before moving higher. Don't be surprised if it tests and rejects. It never goes straight through. Especially Ethereum. There's so many games that are played with Ethereum. Marty says, I'm not fussing any bags. But there's too much money to be made along the way to hold on to Doge or Pepe. I don't mind shuffling after the fun. I'm not flooding any bags. Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to make a buck in crypto. Everybody's got to pick their own strategy. And Crow as well. I think Crow's just like a no-brainer. I mean, the company's successful. How could the token not be? Look at Binance. I think it's just a no-brainer. But again, not financial advice. Pick your own future, guys. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. That's all I got in this one, guys. Happy Friday. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I'm going to go wrap up some work and have a weekend. I'll see you in the next one, guys. DCA, HODL, do your own research, my friends. We'll keep the content coming. Very exciting day. XRP lawsuits over, I think. 401ks. Thumbs up for crypto. Ethereum. Are we going to break through 4K? Well, guys, right now in the chat, 77% of you guys say Ethereum will break a new all-time high before October. Let's see it. I'd love to see it. That's an altcoin season. Bing, boom, bop. See ya, Coin Baron, Marty, BSS, all y'all in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.